see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sex.
The test, initially designed as a technical test, turned into a proving ground. TOPRAK and Fabio acted as if they were in a real race, pushing each other's limits, showcasing the speed, precision, and distinct characteristics of Yamaha's latest generation V4 engine. TOPRAK, who was just undergoing an advanced adaptation phase, performed aggressively from the opening laps. His trademark extreme late braking style seemed to be increasingly blending with the Yamaha V4's characteristics. In the Mandalika technical section, the Turkish rider repeatedly set impressive times, prompting Yamaha technicians to exchange glances in the pits. But the surprises didn't stop there. Fabio Quartararo responded in an equally surprising manner. The 2021 world champion put on a smooth yet deadly performance. Fabio maximized his corner speed advantage, maintained traction out of corners, and demonstrated that Yamaha's V4 engine was now beginning to suit his natural riding style. According to an inside source, LIN Jarvis had no idea the intensity of the duel would unfold in a private test. Yamaha initially wanted to gather data on aerodynamics, engine characteristics, and component durability. However, the reality on the track suggested otherwise. TOPRAK and Fabio were pushing the bike to full racing levels. What surprised Yamaha even more was their consistency. Not just one fast lap, but a series of stable, aggressive, and nearly error-free laps. Telemetry data showed significant improvements in acceleration, stability under hard braking, and wheel spin control. 3 areas that had been the primary focus of the V4 project. Mandalika itself provided the ideal stage. The circuit's demanding balance between speed and technique showcased the true potential of Yamaha's V4 package. In the hot conditions and coastal winds, the bike actually seemed even more lively, a positive sign for Yamaha's future in the next MotoGP era. In the garage, the mood changed dramatically. The serious faces of the Yamaha engineers slowly gave way to satisfied, yet still questionable expressions. If this performance could be consistently reproduced, Yamaha was believed to be on the right track to return to the front. This test was private, with no official timings published. But one thing was certain. What happened today at Mandalika was no ordinary test. TOPRAK and Fabio's duel has sent a strong message to Yamaha, their rivals, and the entire MotoGP paddock, that this V4 project is more serious and faster than many expected. And here's the full story. The Mandalika circuit today became the center of attention within Yamaha. During Yamaha's private, closed MotoGP test, an unexpected event occurred and immediately changed the atmosphere in the Japanese manufacturer's garage. LIN Jarvis, the most influential figure in Yamaha racing, was reportedly completely shocked by what he witnessed on the track. A fierce and unplanned duel between TOPRAK Razgatlioglu and Fabio Quartararo. This test was originally designed with technical nuance and great care. Yamaha came to Mandalika with an important mission: to gather further data on the V4 MotoGP engine project, focusing on power characteristics, braking stability, and adaptation to extreme heat. However, from the morning session, that calm plan began to change course. TOPRAK starts the surprise. TOPRAK Razgatlioglu immediately stole the show from the first run. The Turkish rider appeared to be not only adapting, but also attacking the track. The extreme late braking style that has been his trademark in World SBK now looked even sharper on the Yamaha V4. On several of Mandalika's tight corners, TOPRAK was seen digging in deeply while braking, yet maintaining stability. Early data showed a significant increase in TOPRAK's confidence in the front of the bike, something that had been Yamaha's main challenge in the V4 project. The Yamaha technicians in the pits appeared completely focused on the telemetry screens. There were several instances of intense discussion, not because of any problems, but because the numbers displayed exceeded previous simulations. Fabio doesn't stay silent. If Yamaha expected TOPRAK to be the sole center of attention, Fabio Quartararo quickly changed that narrative. The 2021 MotoGP World Champion entered the track with a different, yet equally deadly approach. Fabio performed with great smoothness, with almost no overly aggressive movements. But that's precisely where the threat lay. He maximized corner speed, maintained momentum, and demonstrated that the Yamaha V4 was now starting to be friendly to his natural riding style. A few laps later, Fabio's lap times were immediately under pressure from TOPRAK. Not just one fast lap, but a series of consistent laps with a very narrow margin. This is where the surprising moment occurred. Without warning, the test turned into an unofficial duel. Unplanned duel. Huge impact. TOPRAK and Fabio alternated off the track, as if reading each other. They weren't hindering each other, but clearly pushing each other's performance limits. The intensity increased, the pace quickened, and the Yamaha V4 was forced to operate in near-racing conditions. According to inside sources, LIN Jarvis was seen standing up from his seat several times, watching the bike pass directly in front of the pit wall. He couldn't believe that two riders with such different styles could both extract such high performance from the same package. What surprised Yamaha even more wasn't just raw speed, but the stability of the performance. There were no drastic drops, no major complaints about traction or electronics. On the contrary, the data showed significant improvements in the following areas: acceleration out of slow corners, stability under hard braking, wheel spin control at high track temperatures. Mandalika, a real test. Mandalika is not an easy circuit. The heat, sea breeze and asphalt that demands the bike's balance provide the perfect test. The fact that the Yamaha V4 was able to perform competitively here makes this test result very valuable. Several Yamaha engineers said that today's Mandalika data was more honest than Mugello, because the bike was truly tested under extreme conditions. And the results? They exceeded expectations. LIN Jarvis, between surprise and optimistic. For LIN Jarvis, today wasn't just a test. It was a big signal. Yamaha's V4 project, which had been plagued with doubts, was now showing a clear direction. Two top riders with contrasting personalities were able to compete. That's every manufacturer's dream. While there was no official statement and all data is confidential, one thing couldn't be hidden. The body language in the Yamaha garage had changed completely. They were more confident, bolder, and more focused on aggressive development going forward. Message to the motogo paddock. What happened today in Mandalika may not have been recorded on the public timesheets, but the message reached the entire MotoGP paddock. Yamaha was no longer just experimenting. They were building something serious. Not listed on Yamaha's official public schedule. In fact, most other MotoGP teams only learned of TOPRAK's presence in Indonesia a few hours before the bikes hit the track. A strategy of silence that signaled one thing: Yamaha was working on something very important. TOPRAK's arrival in Jakarta was conducted behind closed doors. He was not seen at public airports, there was no media documentation, and team movements were limited to only key personnel. After a brief stopover in the capital, the group headed straight to Lombok. Mandalika was again chosen, and for good reason. This circuit is known for its extreme characteristics: high heat, high humidity, and rapidly changing asphalt grip. Ideal conditions for testing the durability and consistency of Yamaha's V4 engine. Unlike previous tests in Europe, which focused on pure speed, the Mandalika test reportedly emphasized durability, engine temperature management, and electronic stability. Yamaha wanted to ensure that its V4 was not only fast over a single lap, but also stable and controllable under real-world racing conditions. From the very first session, TOPRAK was immediately seen working hard. His aggressive riding style was once again Yamaha's primary benchmark. Very late braking, control of the bike when entering tight corners, and the ability to maintain balance while sliding were crucial parameters. Each lap wasn't just about chasing time, but also about gathering data. Paddock sources stated that Yamaha specifically asked TOPRAK to provide detailed feedback in three crucial areas: throttle response in slow corners, engine braking characteristics during extreme deceleration, and chassis stability when tires begin to degrade. These are areas that have been Yamaha's weaknesses for years, and the V4 project was created to address these issues. Interestingly, the Mandalika test also involved testing several different engine configurations. Not just one V4 specification, but several internal setups prepared to compare power characteristics and tire consumption. Toprak is once again a key figure due to his ability to detect subtle changes that other riders often miss. Yamaha's decision to hold a test in Indonesia underscores their new direction. This is no longer a development focused on European circuits, but a global package. Mandalika, with all its challenges, serves as a true laboratory. If the V4 can perform optimally here, Yamaha believes the bike will be competitive on any track. Behind all this, Toprak's presence raises a major question. What role does the Turkish rider play in Yamaha's long-term plans? His test after test demonstrates that Toprak is not just a test rider, but a central figure in shaping the DNA of Yamaha's next-generation MotoGP bike. To date, Yamaha has remained silent. No official releases have been made, no timelines have been announced. But it is precisely from this silence that a powerful message emerges.
I see her rolling up, Uber black Cadillac, high heel boots and a sexy body full of tats. Baby's bad, oh baby's hella bad. After her there ain't no coming back. Wanna take a run at that. I think she's feeling me. Turn it up a few degrees. My imagination of her body